Hey folks, so this is the second video that I'm doing on the 755. We're going to drain the fluid and check out we're going to check out the fluid, the little screen, redo the filter, which is on the other side, on the front of it, which not going to show quite yet. But in the meantime, I'm also going to take this off just so it's out of the way. And I've actually gotten all the clips, I don't know if you can see all of them, for the 3-point right here, here, and here. There, and here. I'm gonna get that all out of the way too, just so I have less things that I'm working with. And if you haven't noticed, it looks like this pump is not the one, well, I'm pretty sure it's not the one that comes with the 755. I think it's supposed to look like this. So I think we're going to do the fluid to see if there's any major malfunction or crud in the screen that just makes none of the hydraulics work at all. But I think we're gonna have to get a new pump. Either that one doesn't work at all, or because it's not the correct pump, it doesn't work at all. Either way, it doesn't work at all. So that's what I'm gonna do right now, is just check the fluid as sort of a last ditch measure to see what, the fluid looks like, what the filter, if I can tell anything from the filter, but certainly the screen, which is right down there, I believe that slides. It's almost very similar to the 1023, I believe, except for the 1023, you have to take off a tire on the left-hand side and then take out the screen this way, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I'll be doing that for the 400-hour service pretty soon here for that. But anyway, we'll get started on this. Okay, naturally, nothing is easy on an old tractor, so these little pins, which looks like they should just drop right out or slide right out, do not. It's like they're glued in there. So PB Blaster, and also his, let's see here if I can get to it. These things, I want to slick these things up. They don't really rotate at all. Let's see, where am I? These things, there's 4 of them here. And so we will persuade them, the BFH or BAH or whatever you want to call it. And actually there's 6 of them. So I would like to hand this thing over to Timothy in much better shape than I picked it up with. So we'll see about that. Let this soak for a little bit. Okay, so let that sit for a little bit. Trying to get these things to not actually come out there, but just, ow, shoot. Wow, these things have been in those locations for a long time. And you can see the built up like rust on them. Probably should be draining the wow, that is rusty. Golly, man. You see like the rust in there, and then here just like the drippage. That started after I squirted it and started working it. So these things haven't moved in a while, have locked up, so hopefully we'll get get more free than that. I mean, this one you have to kick. Well, yeah. I can pull it with my hand now. This one's a little bit more maneuverable. Well, that being relative. So I guess I should pull the fluid. I will say this, cool thing about a taller tractor like this with bigger tires is you can easily get a catch pan under there. I just have to figure out where I will drop the fluid from. I don't know if it's right from here or if there's a drain plug up underneath. I'm assuming there's a drain plug up underneath, which is why I want to try to get rid of this and hopefully that'll get me moving along here. Okay, my best guess is that is the drain plug right there. There's not one on this side, so I'm assuming that's the drain plug. And it would be pretty consistent with how these transmissions are done, to have it pretty close to the rear or the bottom. So if you have a 755 and I'm wrong, then you can opine like crazy, but it'll be too late because I've already done it. And also, the trajectory of that fluid is probably going to hit the tire. So I don't have to figure this out. Probably put a little piece of cardboard in there to deflect it back into the pan, which is right there, obviously. We'll see how that goes. Okay, and that mostly works pretty good. Now, the only issue here is, I believe this catch pan, I'm filming with my left hand because my right hand is full of oil as it comes out there pretty quickly. But the problem with this catch pan is I believe it's like 3.5 gallon or something. And if you know about 755s, it's 4.5 gallon capacity. So we're gonna have to stop this at some time pretty soon. That fluid looks pretty decent, but I don't know if it's bubbles coming out of there or other stuff. Probably bubbles. But, I mean, it looks like decent fluid. Although it could be little chunks of stuff in it. I don't know. Probably bubbles. But I will probably stop filming here pretty quick because this thing, I'm pretty sure it's less than 5 gallons. I'll know soon enough. It's a lot of fluid though. 4.5 gallons. Okay, so I did stop and plug it up and then dump it because it did get almost to the top of the inside of that thing, and this was at least another gallon, if not a little bit more. So it is certainly more than the capacity of this catch pan. And it does shoot out there. So much for being well organized and tall tires and stuff. Basically that thing would shoot out right onto the tires. You can see from the angle right there, it would actually catch the middle of the rim. It comes out with such force. So the location of that would have been cooler if it was just pointed down, but whatever. This is 1980s, 90s technology, and I guess that's what they did back then, is just stick it on the side. So I guess it probably protects it a little bit on the side. So we're just about done, and then we'll work on this next. We'll rip off the filter, which is on the front too. That is the crud that is in there. So I'm trying to get that out. It's pretty gross. Oh yeah. There's a bunch of that stuff in there. Great. Huh. So, as you can see, I have the thing jacked up quite a bit with the floor jack to try to angle this so I can get more of that out. I might have to put like a block on there or try to squirt some more fluid in there or something, maybe to try to flush that out. We'll see. So this is probably the 4th or 5th time I've poured new fluid in there. You can see there's particles still coming out. I've let the jack down, but I could probably keep doing this. You can see some junk right there. All that junk that you see right there, and a bunch has already gone in the pan, the catch pan. So it's quite a bit of stuff. See, there's still a bunch of crud coming out of there. But I'm gonna call this quits at some point in time here. And hopefully a subsequent flush will get the rest of it. So, I mean, that's what a filter's for, I guess. It's for the stuff that you can't get out. So, when we put this back, this little doohickey here, the little knob on there or something, should go, I don't know, hold on. Should go You can see sort of the shiny thing in the middle. There's a reflection of it. And the oil that's still in there, that is where that thing is supposed to go. So once it's in there, it should be pretty stationary. And then we'll put this on. I'll have to rotate that a little bit, bend these things, and not really bend them, but flex them a little bit, and then we'll tighten those 3 bolts. We already got the drain plug in, then we'll go get the filter and we should be done. Okay folks, so we have the filter. It's not actually up front here, it's actually way up there, which is probably really good since down here would probably be a disaster. So it's up there where it's much less likely to get hit by something. So I got the wrench on it, and we'll let that drain out whatever's left in there. That's quite a bit above the case, so I don't think there's going to be too much that drains out, but we'll do that and then move to filling it up, and then we'll see if it runs. All right, so we got the new one on. It was weird because the thing it screws on to, the thread piece that sticks out that the filter screws on to, spins freely. I was wondering how this is going to work, but it actually goes on. I guess when you press it hard against there with the pressure from the filter, I guess it stops it enough for it to go on. So it's tight, it's not coming off. So we'll fill up the fluid now. So as I proudly wheel around on this tractor that isn't even my tractor, I was pretty psyched that this fluid change was all that was actually required, although it will probably require another fluid change pretty soon because there's still a certain amount of junk that was coming out of that thing. But having said that, Timothy did allow me to disclose that this tractor was actually only $1,200. So, which I thought was pretty decent despite the fact that it did not run, but I thought it would be either the fluid initially, but probably more likely the pump. But the fact that it's not even the pump, makes it a pretty good purchase, I think. I mean, you got, working 3-point hitch, power steering, rear PTO. The thing is in overall pretty good condition. The deck's in horrible condition, but everything else is pretty nice. So overall, I'd say it's a pretty good purchase for $1,200. While this may not be the last 755 video you see on my channel for now, it is likely the last one, because Timothy will eventually pick it up maybe this week or next week, and take it back to his house to restore it and stuff. I might throw some more content up there, I'm not sure, just if I have time and things to do with it, maybe. But anyways, if you like this video, you can hit the like button, I'd appreciate that. And if you wanted to subscribe to the channel, that'd be awesome too, to learn more about subcompact tractors and garden tractors as well. And you can also follow this 755 on Timothy's Tractors YouTube channel as well. Thanks for watching. Bye.